Welcome to a brand new episode of B&B Movie Reviews. This week we experience grief with Shakespeare, and Benoit Blanc returns to solve a new mystery of biblical proportion.
Secrets are revealed when Sydney Sweeney becomes the housemaid to an idyllic family, and Timothée Chalamet dreams big in the sports drama Marty Supreme. Stay right there. B&B is up next.
What do you see?
I see you grown and very strong. And I see you in London working with your father.
In the theatre?
At the Playhouse.
What will I be doing?
What do you wish to do, Hamlet?
I shall be one of the players with a sword.
Sword?
Yes, and I shall clash it against the sword of the other player.
Show me.
Agnes proclaims what she sees for her son's future in the tragic drama Hamnet, the latest film from Academy Award-winning director Chloe Zhao. Okay, Brad, so Shakespeare, grief,
Sadness.
Sadness.
Is sad, Bryan.
I mean, this is the perfect movie for the holiday season, right?
I mean, kind of. Certainly my holiday season.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of Chloe Zhao.
Same.
I love the cinematography, and we get new cinematography from, I can't remember his name now, but the guy who did the cinematography for Ida, the Polish film.
Okay.
Which is, like, this movie looks gorgeous.
It's a beautiful
right?
looking film.
And when it is going like full Terrence Malick and observing and just settling into the nature, the surroundings of these characters, like that's when I was at like my most serene watching this movie.
Same, and it's interesting you mentioned Terrence Malick because I kind of, looking at the first half of this movie, kind of building up, I like how this movie really takes its time building the relationship between Agnes and Will. You know, we don't really get his name until later in the movie.
Yeah, but we all know it's Shakespeare
we all
right?
know.
Yeah.
But I like how in the beginning, like you see them meet, you see them fall in love, you see them have their family, you see the differences between their families with the two of them coming together. Which I think also kind of speaks to some of the stories that Shakespeare ultimately ended up writing. But there's something very, like you said, there's very naturalistic about the way Chloe Zhao directs. And with the Jessie Buckley character of Agnes, you know, I like how she is really in tune with nature and the forest. And Emily Watson's character calls her like a witch, you know, a forest witch or something like that. And I thought that was interesting just to kind of see that, how that all played out with her character. Just seeing like the naturalism of her, her connection with
and how that
nature.
reflects what we will ultimately see in the plays of Shakespeare. Like there's all these little, and like, forgive me, I haven't read Shakespeare in a long time. I've watched some Shakespeare adaptations.
Same.
But it's been like 20 years since I've been in school.
I'm with you, man. I'm with you.
But like I could recall, like, okay, there's a little bit of Midsummer Night's Dream here, a little bit of Romeo and Juliet, a little bit of, you know, Macbeth, The Tempest. And like it is fun to watch the movie that way.
Yeah.
I felt like, boy, I really should have like boned up on some Cliff Notes before watching Hamnet. I probably would have appreciated it even more. But to me, ultimately, what this movie is about is how grief can shut you down and scramble your experience with the outside world. You know, how it makes you go inward and how it makes your ability to experience things outside of your body like almost impossible. And when it's the death of a child, I can't even really imagine what that would be like.
Yeah.
And watching how Shakespeare reacts to it through the perspective of, you know, his wife, played by Jessie Buckley, and this insanity that she's experiencing because she doesn't know how to communicate and she doesn't like the way that her husband's expelling his grief.
Yeah.
Just compelling.
And that takes me to when we get to the end of the movie, because going to that point as far as like how each parent is processing the grief. And I like how we're also talking about how people process grief through art, you know, the way that Will is doing it. And he puts on this play, and then Jessie Buckley, Agnes's character, she, like you say, she kind of shuts down. And when we get to the end, when they go into the city, and she feels some kind of way about how the crowd is responding to this story that's about her child that she lost. And it's like, it's almost like she doesn't want to give that away. You know, it's like, but for Will, his way of expressing the grief is like, I have to let this out in a way that other people can experience it. But she's just like, because they respond in a certain way, and she's like, you know, why are these people, you know, responding like that's my child? And it's interesting in how she slowly starts to come around as she sees the play go on.
That's the most beautiful sequence in the whole movie. I mean, like that's the movie, right?
Yeah.
Like that sequence. Yeah. If it doesn't work for you, the whole movie probably doesn't work for you.
Yeah.
It definitely worked for me. You know, it is a tremendous fiction also, this film. We don't know much about Shakespeare. We know some birthdays and some death days, and that's really it. We know that he did have a child named Hamnet who did die. But between the publication or the performance of Hamlet and the death of the child, a lot of plays were made.
Yeah, like, that's true.
So we don't see any of that stuff.
Yeah.
And those plays, you know, run the gamut in terms of tone and genre. But looking at Hamnet as a work of fiction and really just trying to explore the concept of grief, I think it does really, really work.
I do too.
And I love, again, you know, we get these lingering shots of the void, that hole, that cave.
Yes.
Like we're all going back to that.
I think it's beautifully done in the way that, just like you say, that visual storytelling is done and communicated in the way Chloe Zhao directs.
I almost wonder if the Shakespeare of it all gets in the way of the narrative. You know, like if you do fall into the trap that I sometimes do with my very dangerous knowledge, my very limited and dangerous knowledge of Shakespeare. Like I think it would pull me out every now and again with Hamnet. But if I'm just in the emotional experience of this narrative, it's working.
It works. What's your rating for this?
You know, I think I would say that I would recommend people go check this out in a theater. You know, we're the B&B show. If we like something, we give it a B+. If we don't like something, we give it a B-. I think this is worth your time. It's a B+.
I think it also is worth the time. I mean, this is definitely a B+ for me. Like I said, whether you've experienced grief recently or not, I think you can still connect to this movie emotionally because it just speaks to the human condition. Like you were saying, if you just focus on that emotional journey, I think you'll definitely get something out of this. So, yeah, those are our thoughts on Hamnet. When we return, Benoit Blanc. Benoit.
What is it?
Benoit?
I do declare.
I do declare. Benoit Blanc returns with the third, the Knives Out mystery. Stay right there.
If you're buzzed and doing this to make yourself feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive.
Here's an amazing fact. 1 in 3 African American blood donors is a match for a person living with sickle cell disease. Could be me, could be you. We can help save lives. Visit redcrossblood.org/ourblood to make your appointment to donate today.
There's no Easter Mass. Oh, I'm sorry. You're welcome. Come in.
Thank you.
Come in.
Thank you. I don't want to take you away from your priestly duties now, do I? Well, isn't this something?
Right? It's hard to be in here and not feel his presence.
Whose? Oh, God. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You're not a Catholic.
No, very much not, no.
Benoit Blanc enters the sanctuary to meet with Father Judd, one of many suspects in the latest installment of the murder mystery series with Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery, currently streaming on Netflix. I wish they'd stop calling these Knives Out mysteries.
I do too.
They're Benoit Blanc mysteries.
It would just make it so much more simpler. I mean, I think we've established him as a character now that we don't have to, again, it's just the whole...
I was surprised watching this movie, however. It takes a long time for Benoit Blanc to show up.
Yeah.
In Glass Onion, he's pretty much there from the jump.
Pretty much.
Like, there's a little build up to it, and a little backtracking.
Yeah.
But this is like Josh O'Connor's movie, really.
Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, you really start off just kind of him telling the backstory of how he ended up at this particular Catholic church. Once he comes into the movie, he really makes his presence felt. But also, I will say this. As opposed to Knives Out and Glass Onion, I do feel like in this movie, he does play more of a supporting role, and Josh O'Connor really does kind of take the lead. But that didn't really bother me. I thought that really did all kind of work.
As a huge fan of Benoit Blanc, I was missing him in those 40 minutes. I wanted to get there a little quicker. That being said, I do really like Josh O'Connor, and I think Josh Brolin as Monsignor is extremely compelling in his awfulness.
Yes.
He's such a monster.
He is. He's so good. He's eating up the scenery so much.
Yeah, and Josh Brolin's had like a really good year in terms of, hamming it up.
Yes.
And we do take a lot of time to introduce all the characters of Wake Up Dead Man, just like Glass Onion, just like Knives Out. There are so many people in this movie. We got Kerry Washington and Jeremy Renner and Glenn Close. Glenn Close probably has like the most to do amongst the supporting cast. Thomas Hayden Church is there.
Yeah, Kaylee Spaney. There's a lot of, Adam Scott.
Adam Scott's pretty good in it too.
Yeah.
I think they do, like, everyone's got their own thing going on. Everyone's a suspect. It's a locked room murder mystery. There was no way for somebody else to be in that room, and yet he gets stabbed. How's that possible? Let's work it out. And the way that they solve it and then don't solve it and then solve it
again.
Rian Johnson's a clever guy.
I mean, he's extremely clever. I've always been a fan of Rian Johnson from his early movies of Brick, Looper, and The Brothers Bloom. But yeah, like when he's gotten into this mode with these last 3 Knives Out movies, the way he's able to build a mystery and double back and make you think one thing, and to me, this felt like. It's hard now because I've seen all 3 of them, but I think this is probably one of the most unpredictable as far as like trying to figure out what the actual mystery was. And I enjoyed kind of going, maybe not, I know for me.
I'm going to say one thing.
Okay.
And this is kind of my problem with the mystery aspect of the movie.
Okay.
And I'm not going to spoil it. I'm going to try real hard not to spoil it. But there's a scene in the middle of the movie involving a certain character.
Okay.
And when I saw that scene, I knew who the killer was. And I was right. And I found that a little frustrating because I was just waiting. I then went into this mode of like, I'm following this person. They're the killer. Yep. And so I was like a little ahead of the film. And I was annoyed that I was a little ahead of the film.
I think I know what scene you're talking about. And we'll talk about that off camera. Because I picked up on that too, but I didn't think that maybe, I thought it was maybe kind of.
Why are we be giving? I'm having a stroke. Why does the film show us this sequence, if not to indicate something later? And it does.
Okay.
I think it played its hand too early, is what I'm saying.
The casting, the ensemble. These movies are built on ensembles. And I know we had a conversation. We had talked about it before I saw the movie, and I went into this movie thinking to myself, like, okay. I agree. I don't think, and let me know if you agree or disagree, after.
We've had a conversation before this chat.
Yeah, after we've seen this. But I don't think this ensemble is as strong as some of the previous ensembles with Knives Out and Glass Onion.
I do think that's true.
But
I think there are, like, real bright spots within the cast.
There are and these are great actors.
All of them are good actors.
He puts together a great ensemble, but there's something about Glass Onion and Knives Out where those characters feel more lively, they're more colorful.
I would just say there are characters in Wake Up Dead Man that I just don't find compelling at all.
Yeah.
And anytime we were stuck with them, I was like, get to somebody else.
Yeah. I want to get back to either Josh O'Connor or give me a flashback with Josh Brolin or somebody like that.
Or Benoit Blanc. Give me more Benoit Blanc.
Give me more Benoit Blanc.
I want a TV series with Daniel Craig doing Benoit Blanc. Give me his poker face.
Oh, yeah. They canceled that show. They canceled some of these shows.
It was a good show.
What's your rating for this?
I had a great time watching it.
Yeah.
I don't think it's as good as the other 2 Knives Out movies. I prefer the others. I will still give it a B+ though. Yeah,
this is easy a B+ for me. I mean, if I'm ranking them, Glass Onion is a little goofy, but I do like
that's my favorite. Maybe that's my problem is I want the goofy.
Yeah, but I agree though. I think I like Glass Onion the best. Yeah, so.
People really love this one.
They do, they do. All right, so when we come back, Sydney Sweeney becomes a housemaid to Amanda Seyfried. Stay right there.
Kids across America are going to school hungry every day. With help from caring people across America, No Kid Hungry is providing healthy meals and hope to hungry kids so they can build better futures. Learn more at helpnokidhungry.org.
I want you to feel safe here.
I do.
Theodore, as requested.
Thanks.
So how was last night with Andrew?
Good. I made chicken piccata.
He's a dream, isn't he? He pretends to like everything I make him, even if he hates it.
Nina surprises Millie with the key to her bedroom door in the attic in this new twisty-turny mystery thriller, The Housemaid.
Bryan.
You know what?
What?
I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready. I didn't know what to expect, man. I really didn't. I saw the trailers. I've heard all the stories about a New York best-selling book. People pick up this book, they can't put it down. And Paul Feig is directing, a prolific comedy director who's done some kind
Simple
of
Favor, right? Like
Simple Favor. He's done some mystery thrillers as well.
Simple Favor is a thriller that's twisty and turny.
It is, and I like that movie
with pops of comedy, right?
Yes,
and so like that is the parallel to The Housemaid.
Yeah, but this movie, I did not know what to expect going in.
This is a movie where, you meet the characters and they're all like living their lives already. Like they're going through it, right? Yeah. We're not told immediately what is going on with Sydney Sweeney, but we understand that she's in a tight spot and she desperately needs this job. She's living in her car. Yeah. And she is going to agree to do things that no sane person would agree to do if they weren't living in their, like she's living in her car. She's got to get out of her car, right?
Yeah.
So
she's desperate.
I thought the desperation worked really, really well. Yeah. So that when we are escalating things throughout this runtime and the audience is going, what are you doing? Like we're getting audible gasps and frustrations from the crowd. That doesn't happen, especially during press screenings, but it was happening during this movie.
Dude, this is one of those, it feels like one of those old classic movies, like, and it's not a horror movie, but the response to the audience feels like a horror movie where you are talking back to the screen. There's a relationship with the movie and the audience where you're like, okay, why are you doing this? Don't do that. You're making a stupid decision.
Yeah.
Why? And it's like, and throughout the movie.
And then there's like a reveal where you go, yeah. And then I think the movie really takes off after that reveal. And I was having a good time before that reveal.
Yes.
I was enjoying the insanity. Yeah. I was enjoying these decisions that Sydney Sweeney's character was making, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's how I watched, Family Feud as well. I like to stalk around in the night just so I can watch a little Richard Dawson. Yeah. But then the movie becomes like a proper genre movie. Yeah, it's The Stepfather, right? Like, I really enjoyed The Housemaid. I can't wait for The Housemaid 2.
Yeah, I want to see where, without saying too much, I want to see where things could possibly go.
Like, if people responded to this movie the way I want them to, like, we could have a franchise of Housemaid films. Sydney Sweeney could be doing Housemaid films for the rest of her life and my life.
Amanda Seyfried.
She's great in it too.
She's good in this. And the relationship that her and Sydney Sweeney have leading up to, like, the third act of this movie, the back and forth, the way, and there are so many. This is the type of movie that I would love to see this a second time, knowing what we know and how everything builds.
Amanda Seyfried is like cuckoo bananas, her character in this movie, right? Yeah. And like she's doing and saying things that should get Sydney Sweeney out of that house
easily.
But because of the desperation, has reasons, and not just desperation, as we learn, right? Like there's some compulsions there with Sydney Sweeney's character too. That's interesting. Given her history,
her backstory.
But then when we get the reveal, it's just. You get to rewatch the whole movie in your head instantly, and that's a great feeling.
And this is a movie that stayed with me after I saw it, because I was thinking that same thought to myself. It's like, okay, I'm replaying a lot of stuff.
Is this movie good?
You know, when we get to that third act, there's a lot of exposition. I'll just say that. There's a lot of exposition. I don't know if I like the framing of how they do the exposition, because you have to kind of give out that information so the audience kind of understands everything.
Yeah, you're reading a chapter of a book.
Yeah, it feels that way. Yeah. It very much feels like you are reading a chapter of a book.
But I also think that given what the film is, it is executed well by Paul Feig.
Oh, yeah.
And it's performed extremely well.
We didn't talk about Brandon Sklenar.
Dude, that guy.
But honestly, that's good casting.
I agree.
That is great casting.
He's good. He's good in the movie.
Yeah, and that's all I'll say.
But this is like airport trash reading.
Okay, yeah. But that's the beauty of it, because
I love airport trash reading.
Because you can't put it down.
Can't put it down.
You can't. Yeah. What's your rating for this?
It's a big B+, like the most shocking B+ of the year.
Same for me. I was not ready. I didn't know what to expect. It's a hell of a time. Definitely see this movie in the theater if you can, with the right audience. It will be it might be it might be one of the best times you have in the theater if you see it with the right audience. Yeah, so easily a B+. All right, guys. So that is our discussion on. We just talked about the Housemaid. Yes, we loved it. We absolutely loved it. So when we return, we will talk about Timothée Chalamet and Marty Supreme. Make sure you dream big. Stay right there.
Every minute counts in a poison emergency. That's why Poison Help is standing by 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in over 100 languages. Save Poison Help as a contact in your phone today. Call your local Poison Center at 1-800-222-1222.
I'm not trying to control you, Marty.
It's unacceptable! It's unacceptable!
But I don't think you understand the stakes. You have no power here.
What do you plan to do if this whole dream of yours doesn't work out?
It doesn't even enter my consciousness.
Timothée Chalamet gives the performance of his young career and possibly of the year in Josh Safdie's exhilarating sports drama, Marty Supreme. Bryan.
Okay.
The marketing around this movie is out of the box. A24 is going for it with Marty Supreme.
They really are.
I don't know if the marketing necessarily matches what the movie is.
Yeah.
But it definitely offers a similar energy.
Okay, I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
I agree with that. The marketing is out of the box. And Timothée Chalamet has done this before with some of his other movies, but I like the approach he's taken to that.
Did you enjoy Marty Supreme as much as The Smashing Machine, the other Safdie brother movie from 2025?
I'll be nice. I'll just say I enjoyed this a lot more. A lot more. This movie, I absolutely had a blast with this movie. I mean, Timothée Chalamet, from the moment he comes on screen, and I don't know if he's in every scene, but he is throughout this movie, and he is captivating. You can't take your eyes off him in this movie. From when you see him in that shoe store in the beginning, that whole scene that takes place before that title sequence.
Yeah, okay, so we're not going to say what the title sequence is.
No, we won't.
And I could say it's very much like this 80s comedy. I'm not even going to mention what the 80s comedy is.
Don't do it.
I was not expecting to think about that 80s comedy while I was watching Marty Supreme.
No.
But when you get that title sequence,
yes,
if you're sitting in the theater and you're like, You should just go.
Just leave.
Just leave.
Just leave.
If you're like, what? And you lean in
yes.
during that title sequence,
yes.
stick around.
Stick around.
Because you're going to have a great time.
Yeah, you're in for a wild ride. And I love how, because seeing that title sequence, I'm like, okay, what is this movie about?
I was like, I thought this was a ping pong film.
But it works so well when you think about the title sequence and the very last scene of the movie.
Yes.
It works extremely well.
And I think tonally, it prepares you for what you're about to experience. This is a ride.
It is.
It's an extremely stressful movie.
Yeah, I mean, we got to talk about Josh Safdie and his previous movie, Uncut Gems.
Yeah.
I mean, I think this movie, it kind of follows in some of those same footsteps as, like you say, with that intensity, with that fear of like anxiety.
And with a character who is not necessarily likable and does a lot of heinous stuff.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't be rooting for him, but you are at least going, I can't wait to see how he's going to bulldoze his way through this movie.
It's interesting, man, because, and we had talked about this with some of the other people that we were watching the movie with, because he is a very unlikable character. He's not a character that is...
Despicable, I would say.
Yeah, despicable. I mean, he's a con artist, he's a liar, he's a hustler, he's a swindler.
Well, I'm not going to say he's a sociopath, but he is certainly extremely selfish and self-centered.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
He is the only thing that matters on the planet.
And it's under the guise of his drive, his motivation. The tagline is "Dream Big." I'm not sure like the messaging behind that, but
I think the messaging is strong.
Yeah,
but I don't think you're supposed to come away with this movie and go like, boy, he sure dreamed big. I want to be like Marty Supreme.
No, not at all.
I hope that's not the case.
That's the thing. We never know how people take it.
We all watch Scarface differently.
That's true. That's very true. But going to your point about who he is as a character and how we respond to him, you're right. I felt all of those things. But as we get closer to the end of the movie, I do find myself rooting for him.
I don't know if I ever found myself rooting for him, but I was laughing the whole way through. As he destroyed lives left and right to get to his dream, I was laughing because of how driven and painful he is. Painful his path is.
Yeah, and
all you can do is laugh or you'll cry.
Yeah, and how painful he makes the lives of the people around him. Everybody that he crosses paths with. The cast, I want to talk about that a little bit too, is very unorthodox. And I think this kind of speaks to the Safdies. And I haven't seen Uncut Gems in a while, and I don't know if the casting...
It's on par.
But the fact that he has Tyler, the Creator, he has Penn Jillette, he has, I don't know the guy's name, but the guy from Shark Tank. Like he feels...
Kevin O'Leary or whatever.
Kevin O'Leary, yeah. But I like the fact that he fills his cast with like some of these unorthodox people that you wouldn't necessarily put together in the movie. But the way he populates the film with these different kind of interesting characters.
Yeah, and
really
also non-actors too.
Yeah,
there's a lot of just fascinating faces.
Yeah, but I think it plays to the world that he's also creating, and it creates that vibe.
This movie reminded me of like a hard-boiled crime novel or like a really sinister noir. Like it's set in the world of ping pong and table tennis, but it might as well be, cops and robbers. We look at the final frames of the last shot. Like, that's the thing. I think if you blink during the last shot of this movie, you come away thinking one thing about this character. But if you have your eyes wide open and you're watching the very subtle changes on Timothée Chalamet's face during that final shot, the movie's telling you something.
That last shot, I think, is winning him the Oscar. And I said it, and I'll say it now that while we're on camera, I think he's winning Best Actor.
Yeah, he's a generational talent.
Yeah. And I don't
know if he's going to win the Academy Awards. I'm terrible at predicting the Academy Awards, as we've proven every year on the B&B Movie Review Show.
Well, mark it now. I'm saying, and if I'm wrong, we'll just refer back to this episode.
Okay.
But what's your rating for this?
Huge B+, one of my favorite movies of the year. It's going to be in my top 10.
Yeah, I think this will easily be in my top 10. It's a fantastic movie. It comes out Christmas Day. Definitely check this one out when it hits.
Or don't after you watch the title sequence.
Yeah, you're free to walk out if you don't want to stick around, all right? So those are our thoughts on Marty Supreme. So let's go back and recap what we talked about on this episode, Hamnet, We both gave that a B+. Wake Up Dead Man, the third Knives Out Benoit Blanc mystery. We gave that a B+. Then we go over to The Housemaids. That is a big B+ for both of us. And then Marty Supreme, one of the best movies of the year, easily. That is a B+ for both of us. So, thank you for joining us on this latest episode of B&B Movie Reviews. Come be a part of the conversation. If you have questions, suggestions, feel free to email us at bnbmoviereviews@gmail.com. And with that, we will see you at the movies.